Hello and welcome. Thank you so much for joining me here today. My name is Abbey, and I'm a yogi, Salesforce engineer, and creator of Consider Volunteering, my personal brand of community empowerment. But today I'm here to ask you if you could know one thing about Salesforce, I think it should be this. And what I think that should be is the Salesforce Sales Process. And so my name is Abby and I work in Salesforce. I have over the last 6 years. And my one piece of advice, if I think you could do anything in Salesforce or know anything about Salesforce, my one thing you should know should be the standard sales process. Because the standard sales process throughout Salesforce pretty much should stay the same. No matter what org you are in, no matter what business you work for, the backbone of Salesforce's database is the same. And so first I want to get us acclimated to the Salesforce org. So we have one kind of Salesforce org. If you've never heard of Salesforce before, they're about the fourth largest IT company in the world. Right now, I'm a Salesforce consultant, and so I help people customize the Salesforce platform for their unique businesses. And I've done that over the last 6 years. And so we've got this individual sales org represented by our circle here in our graph. And our standard sales process that will be similar across all things is like this, really based on our accounts and contacts. And so that's what I believe is the backbone of Salesforce are our accounts and our contacts. They should be the backbone of any Salesforce org in which you log into, no matter what industry, what customizations. I would hope, fingers crossed, that they would be leveraging accounts and contacts in some way, shape, or form. And so accounts represent the entities in which we do business. So, right, I'm in business here in Salesforce, leveraging a Salesforce instance, and I sell to accounts or deal with other accounts or entities that help me do business. Partners, vendors, sky's the limit, those different types of accounts. And then we have contacts. And so contacts are the employees that work at these various accounts or business entities, right? We have buyers and accounts payable and the sales rep and all these different individuals we may contact for various purposes at these accounts in which we do business with. And so no matter which Salesforce org you are in, I believe accounts and contacts should be the backbone of our sales process. Then we have opportunities that represent our deals. So whatever you are selling, whether product or service, we should normally represent that with an opportunity. There are definitely other objects that come along to support this opportunity deal, but at a base level, we often use opportunities to track our sale of some kind, no matter what sale that is. I'd like to think most Salesforce org would then leverage opportunities to track those sales. We tie them back to whichever account and contact we are working with to complete this sale. And so no matter what, I believe, I'd like to think, right, if you knew anything about Salesforce, you should know that it is run by accounts and contacts representing our entities and employees at the various companies in which we do business with. And then we track our deals or sales process via opportunities. This should be the same no matter what Salesforce org we are in theory. Then we have leads. So leads is kind of the very first introduction into a customer. So the reason I mention it now instead of at the beginning of my talk is because I often find people put so much of their baskets into leads, and then they forget about accounts, contacts, and opportunities. And so for me, you should know a lead is the very early on account, contact, or opportunity. So a marketing lead is kind of where we're going for this use case of leads. Somebody who has visited your website, maybe filled out your contact us form, for example, or some other form, right, coming in. Maybe a business card. I went to a trade event and I got this business card. And so the key difference between our leads and our accounts and contacts is something called conversion. You see it noted on my example here. We have conversion. And the reason we convert our leads is because throughout our lead process, we are trying to qualify if there is mutually expressed interest within a potential deal. And so we break this out is so that we can measure how long it takes each of these stages. So we often have these leads in which we are trying to warm up to our brand, get familiar with us, choose us over our competitors. And so they don't even know we exist at this point, or vice versa. Our customer is really interested in us, but maybe we don't sell to every customer. We've got, we only serve the largest of companies, or vice versa. We only serve smaller businesses. There may be some qualification steps from our side, the business, those who are leveraging a Salesforce instance to track their CRM sales activities. So previously, we don't know much about these leads, and so we keep them kind of separated in their own bucket until we're able to finish that qualification-like step to make sure that both sides relatively believe that some deal could be possible. We may have more confirmation than that. We are very interested in moving forward with this deal, but we didn't previously know. And so before we know this person well, we keep them as a lead. And then once we know them, we would transition them into a prospect, account, and contact, pre-customer, but with an open deal. So our prospect, account, contact while our opportunity is open. And then as our opportunity is closed, we often convert our accounts and contacts into then customers, in which we track maybe what all types of products they've bought for us, cross-selling different kinds of products, so on and so forth. So within the last few minutes, we've discussed what I believe to be the one thing in Salesforce that I think you should know, and that is the Salesforce Sales Process. And we just summarize that as the backbone of accounts, contacts, and opportunities, and then our leads as this very early on marketing activity, because this is a very simplified version of what our Salesforce org is. There are many other standard objects in which we can leverage. One day maybe your org might look something like this. Lots of stuff going on, integrated with outside systems, our website, our traditional IT. I'm covering the ERP in my demo org here, but the Salesforce environment can grow very quickly. And so that's why it's very important to know this standard sales process that could apply across any Salesforce instance, right? So this is the one thing I believe you should know if you know anything about Salesforce, our standard sales process that anybody can follow. So thank you so much for your time. I appreciate it, and I wish you all the best on your Salesforce journey.